Hello and welcome back to day 2, Strength. Let's set an intention. Empower yourself to improve strength in your body and mind to overcome any obstacles with ease. Taking a deep inhale as you raise your arms overhead, palms together, interlacing those fingers, coming into a back bend. Exhale as you sink all the way down into your fold. Repeating that inhale as you come back up, arms overhead, palms together, and exhale as you sink. One more time, coming up with a deep inhale, palms together, and exhale as you fold. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with your right leg and then the left into a high plank. Keeping those hands underneath your shoulders and extending those legs back. Releasing your knees down towards the mat and sinking back into your child's pose, releasing your forehead. And making your way into your first downward facing dog, pedaling those feet. And holding it here for a couple deep breaths. Now stepping forward with that right leg and then the left into your fold. Taking a deep inhale as we raise your arms overhead, palms together. And exhale as you swan dive all the way back down. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back. And exhale, stepping back with your left leg into a high plank and then the right. Tuck your belly button in and shift those hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. Pedaling those feet a little bit more. And holding it here. And then stepping forward with that left leg into a forward fold. And then the right. Taking a deep inhale as you come up, raising those arms overhead, palms together, and exhale as you sink. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with that right leg, and then the left into a high plank. You could lower your knees or sink all the way down, elbows in, belly to the mat. Inhale, coming up into low cobra or upward facing dog, opening your heart forward and up, releasing your shoulders down, away from your ears. And exhale, coming back into extended child's pose or right into your dog. Stepping forward with that right leg and coming into warrior 2. Aligning those heels and making sure that right knee is right above that right ankle. Extending those arms straight out in front of you and behind you. And finding that focal point to maintain that balance. Holding a pose for a little bit longer helps to improve your strength since you're challenging your muscles. Cartwheeling those hands all the way down, releasing down into a low lunge and raising those arms overhead. Releasing your shoulders down away from your ears. Then releasing your arms down to frame your right front foot, coming into warrior 1. So aligning those heels, just turning that left back foot just a little bit more towards the front of you, and then shifting your hips so they're square to the front of you, making sure that back knee feels okay. Keeping those arms raised overhead, and then releasing down and stepping forward into your fold. Taking a deep inhale as you raise your arms overhead, palms together, and exhale as we fold. Opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with your right leg into a warrior 2. Aligning those heels, checking on that front knee, and lifting those arms up. Releasing your shoulders down away from your ears. Cartwheeling those hands down, coming into your low lunge, taking a deep inhale as you raise your arms overhead. And then releasing those arms down, framing that left front foot and coming into your warrior one on this side. Aligning your heels, watching your toes in that back foot. Then releasing all the way down, stepping forward with that right foot and coming into your fold. Taking a deep inhale as you raise your arms overhead, palms together, and exhale, bringing your hands down to heart center. Inhale, bringing them back overhead, palms together, and exhale as you fold. Opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with your right leg into a high plank, and then the left. Coming into a downward facing dog, lifting your hips up and back, and holding it here. Then stepping forward with your right foot into a low lunge. We're going to make our way into a high lunge, so you could always reach your hands down to frame your right front foot and then extend that back leg. Or you could bring those arms directly overhead and extend that back leg as you distribute your weight into that front right leg. Now releasing down towards the mat, coming into a back bend, interlacing those fingers and pointing those index fingers back, opening your heart forward, and then release all the way down, stepping back into your downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with that left foot, coming into a low lunge on the opposite side. And making your way into that high lunge, reaching those arms overhead. Distributing your weight into that left leg and extending through that back leg once you're ready. Finding that focal point straight ahead, helping you to maintain that balance. And then releasing back down and coming into your back bend once again. Releasing those arms down to the sides and stepping back into your downward facing dog. Allowing those knees to sink down towards the mat and make your way back into child's pose. We're going to come up into a seated position here, coming into bridge pose. Keeping your feet about shoulder width apart and grabbing onto the back of your thighs, slowly lowering down towards the mat. And we're going to slide those heels back to your middle fingers. Lifting your hips up and interlacing those fingers, pressing your interlaced fingers and forearms into the mat as you lift those hips up higher. Releasing your glutes. Now you could always come up on your toes. It's a little variation, as long as it feels okay for you. It's a great calming pose. It helps to stretch the whole front of your body and also releases any tension in the back area, lower and upper. Coming down at any time. You're going to make your way down back to the mat. Stepping those feet out the width of the mat and releasing your knees in towards each other. Releasing that lower back to the mat. And then bringing your knees in towards you. Coming into happy baby pose, any variation that you like. You could do a modified happy baby, a one-legged, or a full happy baby, just grabbing onto the edges of your feet, bending those knees, and holding it here, releasing. Nice release for those hips and the lower back. And then release, keeping those knees in, and then release into Shavasana. Allowing those feet to flap out to the side, releasing your arms, and settling into your mat. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. Namaste.